Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelorette Recap, a guy's review. Happy Friday to everyone out there. And if you're like me and you grew up in the 90s, there was nothing like TGIF and a hot cheese pizza. Let me tell you something. If you were going to Little Caesars and catching some TGIF, you were living life. You want to reheat that in your sister's Easy Bake Oven? You do what you need to do out there, Rebecca. You do what you need to do. Anyway, this video is about Clare Crawley, okay? And as you guys know, we cover Bachelor Nation news. We kind of spin it in sort of different ways to talk about issues with life, how we deal with social media, body positivity. There's just literally whatever the show gives us, we parlay it in a direction. We take the ball and we pass it along. And Clare has come about some information that she's got breast implant illness, which has a ton of varied side effects, fatigue, other symptoms that might happen where your body's fighting an enemy as you've inserted, Trojan horse style, the enemy into your boobs, being the silicone or whatever the boobs are made, whatever the breast implants are made out of. Your body goes, we're at war with that thing. That doesn't belong there. Get it out. And by doing so, it can create I'm not a doctor, bad issues. Not for everybody. Some people are perfectly fine. Some people maybe go 10 years before you notice any issues. In either case, you can get anxiety and so many other complications from it all. And she's learned all of this. So she got her breast implants removed today. So this is a big congratulations to you, Clare. What a year it's been for Clare, right? We followed her from her time as the Bachelorette to breaking up with Dale, their resolution, getting back together, and I feel like Bachelor Nation, what we do, we're simple people, right? And this applies to all other aspects of society, is that we look for the simple answers. People go, oh, Clare's nuts. She's full of anxiety and rage. She's yelling at people and this and that. For me, I go, listen, everyone's complicated. Everyone has different triggers. But I feel like a lot of Bachelor Nation were like, oh, she's too tough to handle and this and that. And that's why they replaced her on the show. We come up with all these ideas. It's just simply not true. The truth is that we've all got different levels of anxiety that are caused by different things. Some being harmful things we put into our body. I'm irritable if I eat too much sugar, okay? Because my body crashes. I get brain fog and I'm getting, snappy. Some people, I get anxiety before a stand-up show. I get nervous, the fear of the unknown. I get anxiety and I'm kind of become annoying to people. I'm just kind of like dancing around, whatever. Clare, maybe she gets anxiety about being on national TV and dating a bunch of guys in front of cameras. Like, we don't know, but the point is that we try to limit our anxiety. We try to build as much of an immunity and as much of a health bubble as we can so that when we do have variables and alternatives that come into our life, we're able to adjust to them. I know I can't drink sugar-free Red Bull before a stand-up act. Too much energy. I don't mind doing it now because I'm just chugging this. This is a nice, you ever make a nice coffee? There's about that much iced coffee left over and I added today's coffee, mixed it in with some monk fruit, some coconut creamer, and we're ready to go, folks. Point is the quicker you can learn what your triggers are and how to avoid them, the next step of enlightenment comes where you don't just react to issues, you just kind of sidestep them. And part of Clare learning to sidestep her issues is to learn that her breast implants are toxic. And again, not everybody's, but in her case, so she's getting them removed. And, we saw this, let me see if I can read this up close here. We saw this post from earlier this week, which was basically saying, hey, now's the time, I'm going to kind of make it happen. But she talked about her sexual abuse, and as a young adult, she spent years in unhealthy relationships, feeling unworthy. And essentially, getting the breast implants was part of her kind of spiking up her look, in a way to just feel, mask other issues. We all do this with different things. Guys get sports cars, women get breast implants, women can get sports cars, and guys can get calf implants. I mean, who knows what it is when you look in the mirror. Now listen, I told this yesterday that I'm at my heaviest weight I've ever been, and I wanted to lose 20 pounds. And people go, oh, Dave, you're anorexic, that's gross. And I go, no, you just can't see it. I'm not standing up. But men, we hold on to our weight right here. I want more of that, I want that Bachelor in Paradise body, and instead I got the free breadsticks at Olive Garden body, you know what I mean? So anyway, but the point is we all have a piece of body dysmorphia when we look in the mirror, and we are our biggest critique, our biggest enemy. And whenever like sometimes Tasha will say something mean about herself, and I'll go, don't talk to my fiance that way. And I'll scold her for talking to herself that way. I'll be like, no, you are the most beautiful thing in the world. You do not talk to my fiance like that. And that's kind of, it's, and sometimes I'll be like, ugh, what's this? And she'll be like, Dave, you're fine. I'm like, no, I personally know a little bit of shame can help get rid of this, can help me slap the extra cookie out of my hands, because that's my addiction. And I kind of fill whatever childhood trauma I have, I fill it by, my mom growing up would always be like, finish your plate, Dave. And I kind of learned, speaking about Fridays, I learned to finish my plate, and I became a chubby kid. And it's like, maybe don't finish your plate, maybe eat until you feel like you're done and then be done. But I'm like, no way. I have a joke about how Tasha's gluten-free and I'm codependent. So I just eat all of the biscuits. When we go out to the diner, she gets a biscuit, I just eat it. I just have a biscuit orphanage. Sorry, didn't mean to swear there. I try not to swear on the channel. YouTube demonetizes me. Oh, it's all about the money. All right, folks. So anyway, Claire's here. She's learning about her body, even in her, she's entering the next stage of her life. She turned 40. She's, I don't know if she's quite engaged. I believe they are engaged. I don't think they've admitted it publicly. They just celebrated their 1-year anniversary, and she's going, hey, ditch the tits. They're not working for me anymore. And you know what? Good on her. So we'll get right into that. But also I wanted to let you know, I am going to cover in this video, Katie Thurston, because I'm going to put 2 videos together, because this isn't really its own unique long story video, but a couple of the snapbacks that Katie Thurston gave to people criticizing this photo. Okay. And that's what body positivity is all about. Feeling comfortable in your own skin, not what someone else thinks you should be talking about. It's about feeling comfortable in what you do and being authentic to who you are. And that's what she's got going on right now. So she has some funny clapbacks. We'll get to those in a minute. But first, here's Clare's story from today about her explants. I did it, you guys. 1 foot in front of the other, trusting my gut and scared to death. I did it. Technically, at David Rankin MD did it. So hopefully she's getting a nice little discount there by talking about her explant doctor. What do you do with the explants? Do you bronze them? Do you dip them in bronze and mount them? Like, is it like a moose head on the wall? You just put, you gonna hang a coat rack? I don't know, folks. Come on, guys. We're all trying to make light of this, but we are very happy for her. Very happy. Let's all send her some love on her Instagram today. So here's what she had to say. Oh, that's an audio. That's a song, so we don't want to play that. But there she is. Let's see if we got... Oh, so let's pause this here. She says, I want to cry. How amazing I feel. Maybe she's still on drugs. The Dr. David is the best of the best, period. Not just him, but his entire team. I can't wait to share it all, but I'll leave it at this for now. Hear my story and many other women who have gone to him. Let me make it clear. I chose him for this exact reason. Between him and at D. Hicks Explant Liaison, I have felt so at peace. This has been life-changing, she said. So here she is. So here she is. She says, this has been life-changing. And then, of course, she's got the... I don't know what the recovery process is here, but, I imagine look, come on. I get my tooth pulled and I'm like, I'm out for the week. I'm done. You know what I mean? I'm drinking milkshake and having fun. So I imagine it's a traumatic in the sense that the body's kind of like, it's a lot to go through, in the short term to get them removed here. What to know about breast implant removal surgery? Breast augmentation surgery is a very common plastic surgery procedure. Despite its popularity, there are situations when you may need or want your implants removed, like breast implant illness. Breast implant removal surgery involves taking out or replacing the existing implants. With any surgery, it's important to understand what's involved and any potential risks. When to consider breast implant removal. So obviously, leaky implant, built up of calcium deposits around the implant, autoimmune response to the implant, necrosis or tissue death around the implant, pain related to the implant, shifting or movement. Boy, pain is beauty. Am I right? This sounds horrible. Some people also have their breast implants removed because their breasts have changed over time, affecting the look of the implants. Age, pregnancy, breastfeeding can all change the shape, size, and weight of the implants. What does the procedure involve? So assuming she did something common to this. And I do know some people, man, there's a few people that have told me that like they wanted to get breast implant their breast implants removed, but they couldn't afford it because their doctors couldn't like prove they had an illness. All I would say is this: I don't have the answers, but if you go on Reddit or find a community for breast explants, there's got to be doctors that understand. Like when Tasha had her Lyme disease, she had to go to multiple doctors for them to get her a good diagnosis because like they just didn't know what they were talking about. They weren't specialized. So if you have a breast implant illness and you have your implants in you, I don't know how I can help you out. I would love to find out if you can start a GoFundMe and we could help you out in any sort of way. But reach out to me, DM me. And I mean, there's got to be like some way where we can reach out to the Bachelor Nation community and have other people, because like why, if you're literally living life through pain because your insurance or you can't afford the explants, like there's got to be a better solution. So private message me, we'll figure it out. Before your surgery, you'll receive instructions on how to prepare for the procedure. So all that. The procedure itself involves the following steps: anesthesia, skin preparation. So using antibacterial soap or cleanser over your breast to prevent infection, making an incision. So they do the incision. And I don't know, so it would be like a full, I used to watch those medical shows. It used to be like a full incision, right? But now, don't they do it like a smaller one and they kind of stick it in and how does that work? Your plastic surgeon will make an incision that allows him to access the breast implant. Where this incision is made depends on where or how your implants were initially placed in considerations for scar tissue. Yeah, and I have to imagine if you've had your breast implants in for a while, there probably is a lot that's built up around them. I hate to be crude, but it feels like to me it'd be like if you have a dock. And you know, the poles that stick down into the water, you know, they get barnacles and seaweed. I mean, your body's building defense systems around it, cysts and you know, whatever. I get, not to be crude, but you know, there has to be it has to be a messier than when it goes in. It's going into a pure sort of like untouched chest, and it's coming out after years of your body. I mean, if you have breast implant illness, you would think that the body has done a lot of work and fought wars in there to kind of rid yourself of this. So anyway, the removal of the implants in tissue capsule. This part of the procedure depends on your implant issues or surgery goals. Over time, scar tissue naturally develops around an implant, creating a tissue capsule. Some surgeons will only remove the implant and leave the tissue capsule. Others will remove the capsule, a more time-consuming procedure, or a portion of the capsule. I would imagine, and again, not a doctor, I would imagine in order to really recover from breast implant illness, you would want to remove the capsule and all remnants of it. Incision closure. Once your surgeon has removed or replaced the implants, they'll close the incisions using sutures or special glue-like adhesives. They'll place dressings or bandages around your chest to protect the incisions. Sometimes drains may be needed. They help reduce swelling by allowing blood or fluid to drain away from the breast. Post-op recovery, you'll be woken up from general anesthesia, and you'll immediately post an Instagram story. That's what you have to do. They didn't post that, but that's what you have to do. You immediately go, hey, look at me. And I get it. You don't, post a story. There, a nurse will closely monitor your vital signs, pain levels, and dressing sites for any potential complications. Your surgeon will decide when you can leave their care. You'll need to have someone drive you home after the surgery. So I have to say this to Clare Crawley. Congratulations on this next step. Congratulations on moving forward with the explants and understanding what was wrong with you and putting your health first. And, you might not have been the Bachelorette that everyone rooted for at the time, but you've shown your authenticity and you've shown that you're going to march to the beat of your own drum. You're going to share your own mental illness. And I don't mean that you've got some, your own mental health, right? So you'll share your anxiety. You'll share what you've done to work on yourself. And this is another example of that. This is an example where there's positives that come from the show. It's not just about manufacturing drama on a TV show. There's actual real life human beings that have built a platform like you, Clare Crawley, and you talk about it, and people will that might have issues that go, oh, maybe that is breast implant illness, and maybe they'll realize, people like you that are getting their implants out, that they don't feel like their identity needs to be around them. Ditch the tits. And so congratulations to you for that. Now, let's just shift over real quickly to Katie Thurston's. So here's what went down, right? She posts this photo, and of course, most people are like, amen, sister, go get them. It's great. It's a great photo. It's it's a good photo. If Tasha posted this photo, I'd be like, go on, girl, get it. Absolutely. Do you snap still? Whatever you do, get it. Do you? Love it, right? So she posts that. Here's some comments she got. The Bachelorette would have normal, everyday girls going on it with flaw-filled, imperfect bodies, not people trying to look and act like models. I kind of thought you were more one of us. But this Bachelorette platform seems to end up being all about beauty and living the celeb model life. Katie responds, there is a video about shitting myself if you need help finding balance on my platform. Let's not make people out to be what we want them to be. Let's appreciate them for who they are. Katie's got a great video of her essing her pants in a bank. It's hilarious. She's going to share her life. And some of that might involve photos that show her sexual or even like women empowering side. I don't even know what you want to call it. It's just she's dressed in a nice, everyone should have, whether you share them with the audience or not, everyone should take sexy photos if you want to. Everyone should play different aspects of who you are, do whatever, whatever it may be. Body positivity. It's about just rooting people on for what they do, not for pegging them down. Now, again, I'm sure 99% of her comments are positive, but these just exist. Someone said, imagine crying about being sexually assaulted and you post this. Laugh, laugh, laugh. Of course, I'm glad Katie's responding. Now, she doesn't owe anyone these responses. She can just ignore it. Your comment is saying that my body caused the sexual assault instead of the placing blame on the person who actually committed the act. And this is what's wrong with our society. Did my body cause him to forget what consent means? So by Katie pressing back on these illogical comments, it shows people like, hey, yeah, you can dress sexy and you're not asking for it. Okay? And, Katie gave this person the honor of blurring out their name because it's more about cracking an egg to make an omelet. It's less about shaming this individual person and more about saying like, look, can you believe that this still exists? Can we believe that people still think this way? I mean, I look at it, I go, are we still in 2021 or did I time travel back to the 50s? Do we still believe that people can't, post a photo like this and yet still be treated like an adult who demands consent? And this, I mean, and I know I'm not losing my mind. I know most people view this way, but it's like, I'm not some crazy person for thinking this, right? That it's like we live in a world where people have access to the internet that live on a cul-de-sac in the middle of Nebraska. No offense to Nebraska or Nova Scotia. God forbid I made fun of Nova Scotia the other day. You weird area in Canada. You lighthouse McGee in Nova Scotia. You're a fisherman. I'm from New England. Come on, we're neighbors. The point being is that we all have access to an internet that brings us within one click from these people, yet we're all not at the same level of evolution. We're all not at the same level of enlightenment. So for someone to say, to think she talked about her sexual assault and then post a photo in lingerie, it's, it could be some old lady. I'm not going to say, what age is old. It could be some old way of thinking person, lady, guy, whatever it may be. And it's just someone who's just not there, yet they still have the right, they still have the access to comment. And, at some point, Katie might just be fed up of responding to these comments. But in the meantime, put that skull on the spike. Put it on the spike and just call it out and say, oh yeah, you know what? You're what's wrong with society. And that'll help move people forward, not to shame the individual, but to shame that thought. And that's what's more important, I think, is to shame the thought, not the individual. She posted this, woke up this morning and realized I used toy cleaner instead of lube last night. And that got a lot of hate because people were like, oh boy, you sex positive doesn't mean you have to overshare, things like this. And here's what this is. It's a testament to Katie being, feeling like everyone knows her. Like feels like they have a personal relationship with her because of the way she shares. And then they go, well, now you're oversharing. And it's like, you and I don't get to decide if she overshares something. That's just on her. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, maybe if she was like, working in politics. I mean, there might be places where you go, okay, use your social media to fight for something else. But it's like, no. She's, I think I'm being redundant here. I think we all get it. But people, were commenting on it like, how do you not feel a difference? That's a UTI waiting to happen. Wait. She posted a picture of the toy cleaner and it's the pink cherry foaming cleaner. The nozzle and texture are nothing like lube. Listen, if you're fumbling in the dark for your toy cleaner and your lube, they're probably in the same bucket. I don't know. Doesn't everyone have a sex toy bucket? Isn't it 2021? Don't we have? Listen, I want to live in a world where we have sex toy buckets. We just need to make sure that the lube and the cleaner are on different ends of the bucket, okay? And then maybe you'll want a little icy hot. You get the cool lubricant and the hot lubricant, and you put them together with a couple AA batteries. Okay, listen. Actually, crazy story. I have a good friend whose mom, this is a true story, whose mom thought this is gonna make you cringe. She thought she was putting eye drops in her eyes. And I'm not kidding. It was super glue. Could you imagine? Just kind of like, and then it's, what the? Ugh. That sounds, if someone told me that happened, I wouldn't believe it, but super glue and eye drops are kind of the same size. What did I do recently? I replaced something. Chapstick, I don't know. But the point is, I don't know. There's no point. This video is over. So thank you guys so much. If you have an extra 10 seconds, flood Clare Crawley's Instagram with some love. She's going to be in the recovery. She's brave enough to share her story. I think it's really important to just be open and honest about the issues you're going through and using them as learned experiences. And again, just remember, let's shame the bad thoughts and not the person. Let's just continuously put that spike in the front of our community saying, we're not going to, like Katie's doing, we're not going to settle for this low energy thinking. I do it in my comment section. I don't settle for the low energy comments. I don't settle for the people that, will leave thoughts and strong opinions before listening to my point of view. That's not how we do it. That's not how we do it in real life. We're not going to do it online. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I do have a brand new Patreon that's out. Tomorrow is tomorrow morning I have an 8:30 a.m. Private live stream if you want to be a part of that. Saturday morning cartoons, me and you will hang out for an hour. I lost the other one, but I have a brand new Patreon episode that's out on my Patreon right now, answering your questions that you asked me about the behind the scenes of The Bachelor, what I did before I was recapping the show, and a whole bunch of different things. So you can go check that out now, patreon.com/Dave Neal. And for everyone else that's been in the comments section, leaving so many positive comments, cheers to you guys. You are literally the change that we need out there. Empathy, grace, humor, positive energy, love, that will supersede all the negativity, that will literally reunite us all back together, which we so desperately need right now. So shout out to Katie Thurston and shout out to Clare Crawley, two bachelorettes. I think we both can agree are doing great things with their platform. Thank you guys so much. I'll talk to you later. Bye now.